And it's Gordo here from Gordo's Games, and I'm back today with some more Digimon TCG content. And today our co-star listed around Joey. He's a bit quieter right now, so if you hear squawking in between the video, apologies if it's not too loud, but I'm babysitting. I'm not doing bad. This isn't my thing. He's not going to be a regular star. He's just a co-star throughout this next week or so. So say hi to Joe, everyone. From my side of things here, it's a deck profile, and today it's going to be Black Ragna. So let's get into it. If you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when my content goes live for you. Alright, let's go straight into this. Alright, so we're going on to the DigiEggs first and foremost. We run 5, we run 2 Kakimon. If you're at level 7 once per turn when attacking, if this is one is a level 7, gain 1 memory. And then 3 of Kaporumon. Your turn while this Digimon has reboot, it gets 1000 DP. Allows you to get that added buff. There's not a great deal of buffs in black, so given things like the Ragna, the extra K can be useful. But that's the DigiEggs, we run 5 of them. Rightio, moving on to the level 3s. I believe we run 14, but I'll check as we go. So you run 4 of Ludamon. Ludamon are on play. You can reveal the top 5 cards, so you can add a Legend Arms and a RagnaLoardmon to hand. Or you can add 2 RagnaLoardmons because he's got Legend Arms in his type. But it's a good card, just to allow you to cycle through your deck, get the things you need in hand so you can scale up as best you can. And then we run 4 Gotsumon. Early blockers are needed. I've seen it with a lot of RagnaLords decks in black where they don't opt for the blockers and that, they just go strictly for the Legend Arm stuff. And sometimes it weakens the deck just because they can't hold out early, because you can be early aggressed. So 4 Gotsumon in those scenarios. And then we run 3 of Agumon. Obviously we do have the Ragna at the top, which has reboot, but obviously in the meantime there might be other things that we want to swim with, get that early aggression going, like an Antramon or a Metal Greymon, not Metal Greymon, or the RagnaLoardmon. And if we give them reboot and if they have Greymon underneath them, they get jamming as well, so it's a safe swing. So it's always handy to have in there. And then we run 3 Vanillas. The 12 ones, if you didn't feel it to be useful, you could always swap those out for more Vanillas. But obviously these are always good for just the memory choke to extend your turns down a little bit. Just the handy cards all around. So as you can see there, we were at 14 level 3s. Moving on to level 4s, I believe we run 12. We'll start with the main one, Greymon. This card puts in so much graft within the deck, it's unbelievable. Just because Ragnalord has the reboot himself, he gets the jam in, which means Omnis aren't going to kill you. Only thing stopping this is if he's blocked by something bigger, which doesn't happen very often, or you hit a Gaia Force or something like that. So really puts in some effort. Really good in the Megazoo matchup. If you do get the right piece under it, you can really push through Megazoo, and it doesn't have as many answers as it would like to. Then we run a 3 of Ludamon, just to add a few more targets to your Ludamon search. And you know, it gives you level 4, so if you do brick level 4, so you drop down the Ludamon if you have it. If it gives you one of these happy days, you can scale up next turn. But when you're at level 7, when attacking, once per turn, is it? No, it's many times you attack actually. You can de-digivolve by one of your opponent's Digimon. So it's a really good card. We run a 1 of Gorgemon. I don't like to run multiple of these because it can't attack, but it's nice just to have one at the very least at this level, just in case, because you can hard drop this as a 7k blocker. This slows down Pelgemon, Dino Beamons, slows down Rookie Rush, things like that. And then we run a 4 of Numemon. If we're missing the lower parts of things, it's not such a bad idea. It's just to drop one of these and just scale up from there. It's just a strong, cheap card. So as I said, just 12 level 4s there. Going on to level 7s, we run, once again, the same principle as Gorgemon, a 1 of Andromon. I'm we have Ragna, which is a blocker himself. So technically, with Black, we have a lot of blockers regardless. But I don't think anything wrong with having some at the earlier stages as well. So one of Angemon, and if you get the Agumon with reboot, that gives you reboot, and then get a Greymon underneath this, you can swing with your blocker and keep restanding to block on turn. So it's really good at aggressing. Ideal when you're playing against Rookie Rush, for instance, or just generally decks that like to poke early. We run 3 Rider Ludamon, same as a T Ludamon. Once you're at level 7, you can on swing you can DD evolve a card by 1. And it just basically puts in a bit of graft. I mean, I don't like it in the Shine Greymon matches, I'll be honest, because de-digivolving by 1 doesn't always help you out unless they've seen all the shines. But apart from that, it puts in a lot of great work, especially against green. It's good against, because if you get rid of those Ceresmons and keep winding them down, it really does help. And then we run a 4 of Metal Greymon. Allows for the aggression because RagnaLord has security attack +1 anyway. Obviously, this gives it another security attack +1 if you have reboot. So you get a security attack +2 off the Ragna, and if you get the Greymon underneath it as well, it's got jamming. So you're aggressing a lot quicker and you're a lot safer as well. So a really, really good card. And the fact if you get the Greymon underneath this, this swings freely because it already has reboot itself. So a really strong idea. So that is the level 5s and run 8 there. Level 6s. So you know pretty much what I'm going to show you here. It's RagnaLord, Ludamon. The better out of the two, hands down. The fact it gives you a RagnaLord blocker is a massive thing. Having a 14k body that stops attacks. Okay, yeah, Skull Greymon hurts it. That's a fact. But just being able to deal with them aggressing with things like Imperial Demon, for instance. You force them to go into an Omni to remove your board or something along those lines, or you force them to have to go wider. Allows you just to establish that bit more. Then it's matching partner, 3 Durandmon. Really good card. I can't downplay the card anymore. It gives him level 7 piercing. It doesn't give it a level 7. So this is one of those nice parts there. It gives a Digimon piercing, so it's inheritable. So let's say, for example, one of the best things I always found is always putting a Ludamon down first. So if you get hit by an Ultra S and you've got a RagnaLord, and this is your stack, and you've got a Ragna at top, it de-digivolves, but you're still left with Durand. Durand still gets left with blocker, which is good because it doesn't, on its text, doesn't state a level 7. So it's a really good idea there, and obviously you'd rather have the blocker than the piercing. And then last but not least, we run 2 War Grey. Has reboot, blocker himself. It's just a strong body. 3 cost to digivolve, so it doesn't pass turn. You could run Cranias over this because obviously Cranias stops things like the Ragna getting blown up if you've got a Briary Ludamon under it. But I just generally, for the idea of not passing over turn, this card does put in a great deal of work. And it's been strong since set 1. The Greymon, the Metal Greymon into this, enough security checks and to restand itself. It's a problem card they have to deal with. And with anything that has reboot themselves, the only way you're getting rid of those cards is by a heavy cost option or a heavy cost like an Omni or Millennium or something like that, which isn't always the worst thing. You can deal with that. You can just build up again because of the amount of memory they've given you. So we have 8 level 6s there. Now level 7s is where I get spicy. I mean, this is, no, it's not. It's Ragna, just for Ragna, nothing else. You can run Ultra S if you wanted to splash in like a one-off Ultra S or a Millennium on, by all means you can do. I just feel like the deck does enough just by having 4 of these. The card's strong enough. It's a solid card. It's got a good effect, and can't fault it. Anything that has reboot and security attack +1, happy days. So run 4 of them. And then last but not least, we run 2 Gaia Force. We run a red tamer in that, so it's just the case of this is live quite often. Ragna's red, Durand's red, so these are live. They're not always dead in hand, so you can get away with using them if they're in security activate anyway. And the 2 tamers as mentioned, just to give you that extra security check, but to reset you to 3 and to keep these live as well. So that is Black Ragna. That's my variant on it. As I said, I will show some content after this just for you all to have a look over it, some games with it. By all means, let me know what you think. If you do like the content, if you do like the games and the deck, if you have any suggestions, anything I should try, by all means, I'm open to all ideas. And if you like the content, like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so when my content goes live for you. So from Gordo here and Joey, let's get digital and let's get going.